and welcome to A Book in 5 Minutes. My name is Lindsay Milner and I'm a training and development consultant. I have read many books during the course of my professional career, and I thought it might be interesting to share some of the insights that I've gained from them and to let you know which ones I thought were worth your time investing in and which ones maybe not so much. So this week's book is called How to Stand Out. Oh, you can't see that because it's orange on orange. But it is called How to Stand Out. It's written by Dr. Rob Yeung and it is subtitled Proven Tactics for Getting Noticed. So this is useful if you're in a employment situation, if you want to get ahead in your career, and it's also useful if you are an entrepreneur, if you've got your own business, if you want to develop your own business and develop your visibility. And a lot of it, the focus is actually on public speaking. It's not 100% to do with that, but a lot of it is about how to make an impact as a speaker. And this comes back to something that I've long believed, is that if you want to be taken seriously, you need to be confident in speaking up. If you want to be seen, if you want that visibility, then yes, you have got to speak in public, which obviously strikes fear into a lot of people's hearts, but there are ways to get over that and to deal with that, which I've talked about before. The book is divided into 4 main sections, and I can't remember what they all are, so I'm going to just read what they are. The first section is on confidence and self-belief, and it talks a lot about the confidence con, that you think people are confident but they're not, but they're just getting on with it and doing it anyway. And this is something that has cropped up time and time again in public speaking. People think as a speaker that they look really nervous. But, to mention one other thing about this book, it's based on research. The author says that he's a great believer in empirical studies, in research, in actually backing up rather than just going by what he feels or other people feel is intuitively correct. So I've been saying for years, no, you don't look nervous. You might feel it, but you don't look as nervous as you feel. And I was really thrilled to discover in this book that science backs this up. Science actually says that they've done studies by asking people, how nervous do you feel? Do you think you looked more nervous than the other speaker? And everybody pretty much thinks that they look more nervous than they actually do. So that's the first thing, is take that, know that you don't look as nervous as you feel. You can still do it anyway, so just get on and do it. The second part of the book is focusing on your body language and non-verbal communication and how much of an impact that has. Because if you're, and again, there's lots of scientific studies, some quite detailed stuff about hand gestures, whether you should give hand gestures, whether you should walk, whether you should vary your tone of voice. But there's lots of useful information in there about your communication. And when we say public speaking, we're not really just talking about public speaking. We're talking about any situation where you are speaking and listening to another person, where you're communicating, even if that's on a one-to-one situation. The third section is on the words that you use and how much impact they have. And then the fourth section is actually a slightly different focus. Instead of about your communication and how you can be effective and persuasive, it's more about your engagement with your work, which again I found really interesting because this is one of the areas that I'm really passionate about, is that if you want to do a good job, you have got to feel valued and you have got to feel that what you're doing is valuable. And sometimes the working situation doesn't work out quite like that. But Again, this fourth section has a number of tips about how you can deal with that. One of them it talks about is job crafting, which again I think I've mentioned before. If your job isn't quite how you want it to be, are the changes that you can make to do more of what you love to do, and maybe work with a co-worker and they can do something you like to do less but they do quite enjoy. So be creative, use your initiative, and that again helps you to stand out. So that's the essential message of the book. There's lots of different hints and tips that you can take, and if you do want to improve your impact, if you do want to stand out more either at work or in business, there's lots of useful information in here, so I would suggest that you give it a read. It's quite readable. As I say, it does rely heavily on scientific studies that have been done and what they have shown, but it's possible to take out a couple of hints and tips, a couple of things that you think you would like to improve and work on them one at a time. So it's actually useful as a reference book. I'm sorry, it's really sort of glary because it's so orange and the light's kind of falling just in that angle. But there's lots in there that you can take and work with, and you can use it as a reference when you feel that you've improved in one area. You can go back and work on another area. So yeah, it's a really useful reference book. Oh, the back is maybe a bit easier to read. The back, don't go unnoticed to make an impact. And it's by Dr. Rob Yeung. So that's this week's book in 5 minutes. If you'd like to know more, if you want to find out other books that might be of interest to you in the field of personal development, business development, books on thinking and books on effective management, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And until next time.